I just got back from a 3D VMAX showing of This is my honest review. Now before we start, I'd just like to say thank you for 3,500 views. When I posted my channel trailer 2 days ago, I never would have thought I'd get this in the first month, let alone the first 2 days. So, thank you. Also, my showing of Avatar Fire and Ash ended at 11 at night and I stayed up till the early hours of the morning editing this. So if you could watch to the end, that would be great. Once again, James Cameron has delivered phenomenal CGI. I mean, it does look a little plasticky and quote-unquote grey sludge in places. That's mainly during the final water, fire, ship battle. Which brings me on to that topic. The final acts of both Avatar The Way of Water and Avatar Fire and Ash are practically identical. They both take place on RDA ships in the water. They both start with some shitty RDA people trying to harvest that golden serum from the Tulkun's brains that stops human aging. They both have Jake's family, the Omotakai people, and some Tulkuns helping. And they both end with Jake and Quaritch having a final hand-to-hand battle that Spider plays an integral part in. But that does bring me on to another gripe I have with the movie. In Avatar The Way of Water, Neytiri uses her bow that her father gave her like a multi-tool, and it breaks, but it's fixed in this movie. Yet, she immediately goes back to using it like a multi-tool. You'd think after the first time you might be like, maybe use this bow for, I don't know, shooting arrows, which is what it's designed for. Also, at the start of the movie, Jake attaches rocket heads to Neytiri's arrows so that she can shoot them and they're more efficient or something. But the rockets, they would weigh down the end of the arrow, which means that you basically just need to shoot it down from a high height, otherwise it won't work. But at that point, why don't you just drop it? Also, I have a problem with the explanation for how Spider can breathe Pandoran air. I mean, they're basically just saying it's magic. It feels like a cheap cop-out, you know? Also, we got to see an embodiment of Ewa in this movie, which... it's like James Cameron admitting there's a god, which there isn't. So that was delightful. And the story feels the less cohesive of the three. It feels very episodic, you know? Each act is its own mini-movie, which I guess could be good if that's what you're looking for. Speaking of which, I have talked about the negatives for 3 minutes. Time to talk about the positives. I cannot stress to you how good the CGI is. The photorealism is hurting my brain. In an interview for The Way of Water, James Cameron said,
I just want them to believe that Pandora is a real place and these people are real people.
And we do, James. We do. The acting is fairly good. The dialogue, well written at times, is also fairly good. But the writing, that is where James Cameron gets to flex his creative muscles. Well, along with the visuals. I don't know how I can stress to you how good the CGI is. Drop what you're doing, stop watching this video, find the biggest screen you can with the most people watching, and immediately go watch this movie. Now. Subscribe.